Well, hello, hello.
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 Bueller.
Welcome
Bueller.
to Kyber Cave After Dark.
Oh, we got to get that recorded.
There we have it. Welcome to Kyber Cave After Dark.
Hello, Mike. Thank you for tuning
It's
in
time for
tonight.
tea.
Hey, it's Alice.
Yeah.
You should
Talk
put.
about cosplays.
You know what you should do? You know what you should do with that Rubik's?
Yeah.
You should put some like heavy chains on it. Be Alice in Chains.
Ooh. My favorite song from Alice in Chains is Poison.
I don't think the kids
just love
this
that
day
song.
with an age would get that joke, but maybe.
Yeah, maybe I'm
That's a
damn.
good
That's
song.
how old I am.
Idea for Halloween.
Hey, Phil. What is up? Phil is picking up his wife right now, so he's not on this side. Good to see you, my friend. And we got Harrison, Harry Solo Shaw. Boots and cats and boots and cats. We're doing a little beatbox for us. Who's ready to freestyle?
I need to drink more for that. Hang on.
So I want to start with Rubik's real quick. Rubik's, didn't you just have your big show last Wednesday? Your Disney show? Rubik's, are you there? Can you hear me? Dude, I literally hear crickets right now.
I just heard them. Like, who activated that?
Okay, so I know Aaron can hear me. Can
I
anybody
have no
else hear
idea
me?
if you were just talking to me.
I can hear you just fine.
Out.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Where's
Yeah.
Van? I have no idea where Van is. Where?
All right, first off, I want to say all of y'all are assholes for pulling that shit like 2 weeks ago because I was having serious audio problems and I could not tell if you guys were fucking with me or if I had gotten the audio problems cleared. So fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you.
Because I was actually cool with him. I was like, I don't have audio problem.
Doing the Brady Bunch thing.
Yeah, Forrest wasn't in it at all.
Right.
Not at all.
Right, not at all. Darth Morbidius, hey, we've got Darth Morbidius is what, like I think in Finland. What is going on, y'all? We have an interesting show tonight. Not too heavy, not as heavy as most of our other shows, but I think this is definitely going to be a fun one. Phil's on a date with his fiance. Wow.
I feel like we need a break from the heavy anyway.
We need a break from
a lot of
them.
heavy stuff.
A lot of heavy. Well, okay.
I
Well,
don't mind. You can always give me the heavy stuff, but you know,
That is
right.
it's fun to do fun once in a while.
I agree. Fours, what's going on? Anything new with you this week?
Oh man, it's been crazy. But I am very, very, very happy to say that for the second time now, I have defeated type 2 diabetes. Let's go.
Wow.
Excellent.
Wait,
Oh, by
second.
the way, your ghost friend is saying hi in the corner there.
You are killing me with that.
Oh my god, dude, Aubrey. Dude, I swear to God, Aubrey was like that chick in college that was constantly playing pranks on people.
What was it? This has been something that's happening as I've been getting older. I've just been like taking less things seriously.
Oh, Darth Morbidius is in the Netherlands. Sorry about that.
Hey,
Huh?
Darth
I don't know why I keep getting that wrong. I'm so sorry, Darth Morbidius.
So big shout to Harry Solofonts and to Ian in the chat, who are my usual
hey.
suspects, but also absolutely fantastic friends, font makers, and voice actors. Let's go.
Woo!
Woo!
Wow, it is
Welcome.
amazing when we have talented people in the audience.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Nope.
So, Dave, anything new going on with you this week?
No.
Zombies.
Just yeah. The thing that says zombies, they love you for what's on the inside.
Fair.
No, nothing special going on. Just happy that I lived through another week.
All right. Sometimes that's all you can ask for.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and what about you, Miss Aubrey? What you got going on?
Oh, I've been traveling all week. It's been great.
I know. Every time I
I'm
talk
on
to
my
you,
phone right now.
every time I've heard from you, you're in a different state.
Yeah, I've gone through. So I started in Texas, flew to Texas, and then we went through Colorado, Ohio. Texas, Ohio.
Right.
No, I'm wrong. Texas, Oklahoma, Texas again, then a little bit through Ohio. It was a teeny bit, I think.
All right.
And then went through Colorado, Utah, and now we're in Nevada. It's been fantastic.
Are you just taking a tour of the states, or are you actually like on a mission or something, or
Yeah, we're on a mission. I'm
a mission from
helping
God?
I'm helping my friend move back to California, but we're going via trailer.
Oh
and
wow.
car. So we're basically she's moving back, and her trailer has everything she owns in it. She
Right.
just bought this travel trailer. It's like a home trailer thing, but we are basically dragging this thing, kicking and screaming. We had 2 flat tires in one day.
Oh my god.
The hitch came off another day.
Oh my
And
god.
then we just drove through a dust storm that had maybe 5% visibility. It was
Jeez.
fantastic.
First off, I knew this was.
Adventure!
Let me ask you. When you say kicking and screaming, are you talking about the trailer or your friend? Because if I was
trailer.
able to get out of California, I would want to come back.
No,
I was gonna say it's not often you hear about people coming back to California.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, there's a reason. Her mom is very sick, so she's coming back to take care of her mom. So, but we're
Right.
trying to make the best of it. Oh no, there are some really funny stories that I could tell you guys, but we'll wait for that. I'm just
Right.
letting you know. I can tell you some stories during this podcast that we've gone through so far, and some of them are really funny, and some of them are not so funny. So yeah,
Well-
that's my week. It's been a very wonky, funny, fun week. But that's why I was not here last Friday, because I was flying. I flew to Texas and got in like 5 in the morning, so I was just pooped.
Exhausted.
Yep.
Let's see. Can't be as
And I
bad
can't
as
read anything in
Wisconsin.
the chat.
Because you're on a phone right now. Ian says,
Really,
can't be as
really.
bad as Wisconsin. Ian, I should have you look up some stuff for us for our topic tonight out there in Wisconsin. I put out a poll on our page earlier this week on the Kyver Cave Productions page asking what state people wanted me to research for this topic, and nobody responded to me. I felt so
I'm
lonely.
sorry. There was a lot going on. I'm sorry, Van.
I decided to research Texas, but Ian, if you want to research Wisconsin and have some facts, one of our topics, and with Aubrey doing all of this traveling right now, that's a good segue. Oh, and Philip asked, did you cut your hair too?
Who? What?
You, Aubrey.
Me? No,
Yeah.
it's just in a braid. Just in a braid.
There you go, Philippe. All right,
See, I'm going Ed today from Full Metal Alchemist. That's what I'm doing.
our topic for tonight: the dumbest laws. I'm sure we are going to have a fun time with this one tonight. Every state seems to have them. Some of them, I'm not really sure why they existed, or it makes you wonder, what the hell circumstance came up to make it that somebody said, we need to go to a court and make sure this becomes a law.
Yep.
I didn't see it.
Hold on.
I didn't see it. Washington is pretty much wacky. Yeah, if you guys are from different states, if you want to pull up some crazy laws in your state, I actually, since I figured somebody else would be researching California, which David did, I did Texas and just laws across this country in general.
Van, pull the names up. Just pull the names up. Go ahead.
Pull the names up.
The names up for
What
on our screens, please. Pull the names up.
I don't understand what you mean. Pull the names up.
Display the
Our,
names.
our names aren't listed under our under
Oh.
our windows.
Yeah,
Oh no.
you'll
Oh,
see.
let's see. How do I do that? Let me see. Let's see if this changes. Oh, wait a minute. I will try. I will
Dan,
try to
get
guess.
good.
Okay, maybe we should do an introduction. If anybody's watching, you haven't guessed, I'm David. That's Forrest. That's Van, and that one's Aubrey. Over there.
Sorry. Okay, there we go. Florida
Hey,
man.
there we go.
I guess I just had to turn the comments off really quick. All
Had to-
right, Rubik's is back there trying to get in. Hopefully, Rubik's can jump in. Rubik's been having internet connections
No.
issues tonight. And dumbest laws. Let's see. Darth Morbidia says, dumbest laws for dating? Not allowed to bring lightsaber, I guess. No, they're two separate subjects. Dumbest laws and then dating in
I like that. one.
in modern
props
times.
for him bringing it together like that. Good
That's great.
effort.
David
And
had some
why
ideas.
shouldn't you bring a lightsaber? Come on.
It's a felony to harass Bigfoot in Washington State.
A screw Bigfoot.
Actually, it's true that
That
he's
is
been
an actual
harassed.
law.
He has been harassed enough.
Why have you gone to jail for harassing a Bigfoot there, David?
No, but I have read that before. I've looked at stupid laws before.
Right.
Some of them are pretty amazing.
Dude, everyone's stupid.
I was actually kind of hoping that I was really hoping John would have gotten on this because he could talk about some of the North Korean laws.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been that would be great. Well, somebody text John in or text John in the chat really quick. See if we can get him on to talk about some stupid Korean laws. Although I'm sure we could research it too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing Utah because that was my home state. I grew up
Woo!
there.
So who wants to go first?
Who goes first? Who wants to go first?
No. Well, who is on first? Sorry.
Well, it doesn't matter. Who wants to go first?
What's on second?
We know what's on. Hey, come on. But we also know that I don't know is on third.
On third,
so.
yeah.
Wow. David, since you were in the state that a lot of
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I'm not going anywhere, but I gotta jump off this for 1 minute. I'll be right back.
No worries.
Alrighty, well I guess David is not going to go first. Florida man, you want to go first?
Oh, by all means.
All right, I'm sure you got some juicy ones for us.
This
Florida's.
this is ridiculous. All right, let's start with this one.
Connected.
Okay?
I don't know why it's not
Hello,
through.
hello, Rubik's.
Here in the show.
Hey, Rubik's.
I don't know if Rubik's can hear us.
Hi.
Oh,
I don't know
hello.
what's going on with my internet? It's being super janky right now. So sorry, I've missed
Your
like
internet
half the
hates
conversation. I did restart my computer.
It's all good. We're just now starting to get into the
Technology
dumb
is the
laws.
bane of my existence.
I'm gonna give you 5.
All right.
We're gonna go from dumb to just plain unnecessary. You ready for this? Here we go.
Oh wow.
Number 5. Women who fall asleep under a hairdryer can be fined in the state of Florida.
I still can't hear anybody.
Wow.
Oh, no, Rubik's.
My Friday is ruined.
No. We can hear you, Rubik's.
I dressed up and I'm
hear
all
you.
pretty and I can't hear a goddamn thing.
But you're so pretty.
I'm typing Rubik's in the chat right now.
Okay.
Okay, women who fall asleep under a hairdryer can be fined. You know, I would imagine with all the old ladies in Florida, like falling asleep under a hairdryer, I bet you somebody caught on fire at
From
some
a
point.
salon, yeah. Falling asleep in a salon, most likely.
I'm sure that must have been the origin of that law. All right, what else you got?
All right. Number 4. It is illegal to lean a bicycle against a cemetery tree.
Wow. Huh.
This is in the city of Destin, which is up in the Panhandle.
What?
So that's an interesting one.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Yes, now, Rubik's.
I'm not sure why that one would be a law. I cannot think of a reason for that one to be a law.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just weird.
So this one is way the freak out there. Number 3. It is illegal to be publicly clothed in liquid latex.
Publicly clothed in a liquid.
Fun. I heard that part.
Wow.
Can't make this up. I guess Rubik's is now hearing things.
Oh wow. Harrison says you can't.
Hope and pray
Awesome.
it stays like this, because now I can't hear shit.
Woo!
Awesome. Woo.
Harrison says you can't carry a fishbowl on a bus in Seattle.
Oh, old.
That's butter.
Wow. Okay. Go ahead.
Number 2. Okay, this is kind of an extreme one.
As soon as she said something.
Horse theft is punishable by hanging in Florida.
Oh my
An
God.
old law.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not to interrupt or anything, but like if you guys can hear me clearly, give me a big thumbs up. So if you want me to talk about my segment, Just make me bigger on the screen over here, and then I'll tell you my shit. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here, look pretty, and just sip my tea.
Do the things.
All right, we'll finish out with Aaron, and then we'll go over to Rubik's.
All right, and number one, the stupidest Florida law. You ready for this?
You know, in Florida, I can't. I'm not ready for this actually.
In the state of Florida. Go ahead.
Wait, to get back to the hanging for horse theft. I'm guessing that is an old law that was from like the 1800s or even older
which is still in effect.
Yeah, well, people still have horses in Florida, to be fair, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
So, anyways, go ahead. What's the
Finally,
number one?
This has got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but it is funny. In the state of Florida, the law states that you must pay for the parking meter if you tie an elephant, a goat, or an alligator to it.
And that's quite a range of animals too.
Yeah. Yeah.
A gator or an elephant.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now, I'll do you one better, okay? Every year, and then I'll get off the screen. Every year we have a parade here in town. Like I told you guys before, I live in a pretty countrified community.
Right.
So each year after this parade, there is a lady who goes through the McDonald's drive-through on horseback.
oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
And I get a picture of it every year, so it's really funny. But she does it. She rides the horse in the parade, and it goes straight through the McDonald's drive-through.
That is awesome.
So you could say that the milkshake she orders has some horsepower to it. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow, that's set up for that dad. Lord.
Wow. Yeah, that was a long way to go for the dad joke.
And it's funny because it's true.
It's almost like being Florida.
Yeah. Take me off the screen now.
All right. I see David is back in. Hello, Dave. You're all worked out there?
Yeah, just had a little technical issue.
All right. Aubrey, are you ready to go next?
Yes. Oh shit. No, do that.
Oh, you're all sideways. How'd you go
Take me off the screen.
I just took. All right, I'm gonna pull David.
Show.
Okay, I'm ready here.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. To tell everybody what state you're doing.
Okay,
Hello,
There's Dave too.
dude. Our show is jinxed tonight. We are cursed. Aubrey's
What's
coming.
going on?
Oh, we got you now.
It's because of the goddamn Scottish play. That's what happened. I'm blaming that on everything.
I actually read this one. Ian has now. When two trains meet, neither should proceed until the other one has. I actually have that on my list of laws, but I don't remember what state that one is from. Is that one from Washington, Ian? So when two trains meet, one cannot pass until the other one has passed.
Interesting.
What kind of sense does that make?
Still trying to make sense of it.
Wisconsin, yes, okay. I remember reading that in the. I pulled up a list of like laws that are stupid all across the country, not just particular state. All right, David. Let's see what do you got for us, David?
All right, so here we go. Stupid laws in California.
Oh, here we go.
I got 24 of them, so bear with me.
I'm sure. I'm surprised there's only 24.
There's more, but my hand got tired of writing. All right, so one, women can't drive a motorboat in a house coat.
In a house coat.
In a house coat. Number two, it's illegal to hunt from moving vehicles except for whales, which is kind of weird because hunting whales is illegal.
I mean, I guess they're just covering all their bases.
I guess.
So. Or maybe it was passed before hunting whales became illegal.
Like drive-by whale killing.
Yeah.
Well, I think they had motorboats in mind for that.
Oh my god.
So don't hunt from motorboats, but unless it's whales. But don't do it if you're in a house coat if you're a woman.
Right. Dude, can you imagine getting 2 tickets for that, or two violations if you were hunting while wearing a house coat in a motorboat?
I'm not No.
All
I'll
right.
keep with my jackets. It's fine.
Well, is it if you're wearing it in your house? Is that a house coat? What if you're
Oh.
driving a motorhome and you're wearing a jacket? Is that a house
I'm-
coat?
Not a house coat. This is pure leather, baby.
Mm.
Not really. It's actually faux leather, but it's not a house coat.
Okay, I'm
moving
trying
on.
it from my phone now, and that seems to be working a lot fucking better. Go.
Actually, it does seem to be working a lot better. You're a lot clearer
Actually, it
as
does,
well.
Unfortunately.
Well,
All right.
enjoy my lovely green screen that now has nothing actually on it because I don't know how to do that shit with this.
Hey, really
You're
quick,
so beautiful.
not to cut David off, but I do want to say though, without the green screen, you're a lot easier to see because there's not as much of the kind of effects rolling into your costume and stuff like
yeah.
Yeah.
that. All right, David, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Keep
All
going.
right,
Keep going,
keeping it
David.
rolling.
Sorry.
All right, number 3. No vehicle without a driver may exceed 60 miles an hour.
I certainly hope not.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I
I
mean-
wonder how are they going to handle that with self-driving cars?
That's probably where the law.
No, you know-
that might change though.
No, I was thinking that maybe that law came from the movie industry, because
that
of-
could be it too,
stunts and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
or from all the stunts that had been going on. So that makes sense. Okay.
Right. All right.
Number 4. In Eureka, a man with a mustache cannot kiss a woman.
Oh.
That's taking half the fun out of fucking kissing a man with a mustache.
I know,
I want
right?
the goddamn rides. I'll pay for the 5 cents. Whatever. I've seen it.
I'm sure that made barbershops very happy when they passed that one.
All right. I'm sure that one was like a personal thing. It was probably like the mayor's like wife was making out with some dude with a mustache.
With a mustache,
And he was like, "Fuck all dudes with mustaches."
See, now I gotta see when these laws were actually made because that may have a thing to do with
You know,
it. Anyways.
I didn't see any years on any of them.
Right.
It would have been nice to be able to add that into this though. Number 5. You
My
can't
thing
have a
holds the
pet.
phone. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm excited.
You can't have a pet bear, gorilla, or crocodile in San Francisco, which is already a state law. But I guess San Francisco just wanted to make it clear.
Wow. Dude, wait, really quickly.
No exotic animals.
4s, was yours gators or it was gators specifically about tying it to the post, right?
Elephants, goats, and alligators.
Alligators, dude.
Oh, elephants. So does that mean that you could own an elephant in San Francisco? It didn't say that was listed.
No, that was in Florida.
No. It's about tying these animals to a parking
Meter. You have to pay for them.
Correct. If you tie the animal to the meter, you better put the coin in the damn meter.
If you're parking your gator on the street, make sure you paid for it. All right, Dave, what you got?
Number 6. Up until 2012, you needed a lifeguard's permission to use frisbees or footballs on LA beaches.
Huh.
That actually kind of makes
I can
sense,
see it.
but not
I
really. I can see it. That's
I
not
don't like
necessarily
it.
a dumb law. I can see it.
I'm guessing maybe if the beaches are overcrowded and they're worried about people getting hurt or hitting the head with the
Yeah.
football or something.
That's what I think.
That one kind of makes sense. I mean, it
Could
seems a
be,
little
you know.
overboard, but
Overcrowding of the beaches.
yeah.
Sure.
All right, what else? What you got?
All right, number 7. In Carmel, you couldn't stand on a sidewalk with ice cream. It was implemented to keep the streets clean, but Clint Eastwood repealed it when he was mayor of Carmel.
Wow.
That's really interesting, though.
Because I specifically remember being a kid and having ice cream. I didn't know I was a little badass, dude. In Carmel, dude, I was breaking laws.
I mean, I guess it depends on when that was passed and when it was repealed. So
Right.
It was repealed when Clint Eastwood was mayor there, so I don't know when he was mayor, but I think it was... Didn't he
It's been a
become mayor
while.
sometime in the 1990s?
maybe
Sounds
yeah.
about right. We had to think
Sounds about
about celebrity politicians.
Oh yeah, and
All the schools
Sonny
in there.
Bono was a mayor there too. Like all kinds of celebrities have been mayors of Carmel.
And don't
forget the governor of
California.
Right.
Hey, I like the governor.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually liked him.
And
I
Ronald
like
Reagan
Governor.
too.
Eh.
Moving on to
Not
number
a big fan
9.
of Ronald, but
Yeah,
I
neither.
liked Governor.
All right, go ahead. Keep going.
All right. Number 9, you can't wash your neighbor's car without their permission in Los Angeles.
Screw them anyway.
It's
Fair.
illegal.
I think what probably happened with that
Who the
one.
fuck was washing their neighbor's car and they were like, "Oh god damn it, not this again."
Hey, you know what?
Probably
If my
happened.
neighbor wanted to wash my car, I would totally let him. It's kind of like
No,
those rules that you can't have somebody else pay for your water bill. It's like who else is paying my water bill? And if they are, I'll let them.
Right.
No. What I probably was is probably somebody complained or sued someone for washing their car as well because they probably had the windows down or something and like it ruined the interior of their car. That's probably what happened. So they're like,
worse.
fine, nobody gets to wash their neighbor's
Right.
car.
Or
then.
worse, a Brillo pad was used, for the love of God. Cause
Or some vindictive asshole was like, well, I was just, to get away with it. They're like, well, I was just washing my neighbor's car. I didn't know that their window was down, and that everything got wet, and they were just being a vindictive ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Samaritan.
Right.
Yeah.
I put up a picture on my Facebook a couple of days of the Revenge House in Alameda. It was a house that's like only like 10 feet wide, but built tall enough to block the shade of all the other houses around it.
Funny to Dave because Dave needs to be on the screen.
Dave,
sorry.
Dave, yeah.
All right,
All
keep
right.
going, Dave.
Number 10, in San Francisco and Long Beach, you can't store anything other than a car in a garage.
Okay.
No bodies?
Oh, God, I'd be fucked.
That's,
Apparently not.
See my
Okay.
garage.
No bodies, no
No, I
disposal
think-
equipment.
I think that's out of like people who basically abuse, storing stuff in their garage to the point
You
where
should see my garage.
They're- no, because there's a lot of shared garages in like San Bruno and San Francisco, and so it's probably just to make it so other people don't store their stuff. That like that kind of gets
Well, and
more
then
and
take up
more.
parking on the street where there's
Yeah,
not enough of it,
yeah.
right?
All right,
Yeah,
overflow.
exactly.
All right,
I think
David.
that's what that is. Anyway,
All right.
keep going.
So here's another car washing one. In Downey, you can't wash your car in the street.
Okay.
In Alhambra, you can't park your car on the street overnight without a permit, and even in front of your house.
Huh.
That is strange. Okay.
I wonder if Alhambra's like a really tiny town or something.
No.
I don't know. I didn't look up the locations of these places. Most of the places.
Okay, but
locations
on that
you
one,
know,
let
but-
me just say this. My mother was talking about this where there's an issue where there were certain people who would like
hold on one
park out
second,
on
guys.
the street who are homeless and living in their car, and you literally can't do anything to move them out of your area. And so she had that issue where somebody was like on their street and just parking it out there, and it's like, hi, I don't feel comfortable with you living literally outside in front of my house. But there's also not much you can do about it. So that one I can kind of see there's a little bit to it, but it sucks that like if you don't live at that premises, you're also not allowed to park out there, which
Right.
is kind of odd. But maybe that's so there's not like 5 cars in one household. I don't know.
That could make sense. I can dig that. All right.
Okay, so in Walnut, you can't put rock or sand in your driveway.
Rock or sand in your
Rock or
driveway.
sand.
Huh.
People do that.
I'm guessing like if
Apparently.
you were gonna
I mean,
like
hey, if
renovate
you
your
got-
front
if you got
yard.
if you got an oil leak, a little bit of sand, kitty litter, something like
I've
that.
heard of that.
Right. Or what about if you're renovating your front or backyard and you need more dirt hauled in or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't say that you couldn't put dirt in your driveway. Maybe you
Just
can
rock
put
or
dirt there.
sand.
There's
Just
rockers.
rock or sand. Aggregate.
Technicalities.
I love technicalities.
All right.
It's a great way to annoy people. And speaking of annoying people, in Fresno, you can't annoy lizards in a park.
You can't annoy lizards in a park.
And,
Okay.
and annoy is the wording that is used.
I was gonna ask,
That
does it
is weird.
specifically say annoy?
How
I'm
says
guessing.
annoy.
annoy a lizard? That's
I-
another question. Like,
I know. Well, maybe it's because they're like, people are like pulling lizards' tails or something that's annoying them. Because if they get agitated, their tails will come off.
Well, I would
That'd
say
be a great
don't.
idea for a necklace.
Oh,
Wow.
I
What?
don't know why they didn't use the word accost. That would be
Right. Do
Well,
not touch
anyway.
the lizards.
Don't touch lizards. Okay.
Oh, hey, at least they didn't say molest.
No, right. Which, you know.
Raising some eyebrows.
Okay, all right.
Wait, considering that those tails that you pull off will move for a little while.
They will. That's true.
They move after you pull them off?
Oh yeah.
They
Ew.
will. It's actually it's the muscle, but it's actually to distract a bird so the lizard can get away.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
All right. Okay,
Okay.
keep going.
In Arcadia, peacocks have the right of way to cross streets and driveways.
And driveways.
In
Sorry.
Florida, ducks
I thought I was
and
doing Florida.
other birds also have the right of way to cross on the highway, including bears.
On the highway?
On the highway.
So you're supposed to stop on the highway?
Yes.
There's bears in Florida?
Plenty.
Right?
I'm actually surprised.
Which bear
I
is
had
that?
no idea.
Swamp
Swamp
Sign
bears?
out there that says bear
Didn't they make a
Rubik's,
movie
you're
about
hilarious.
back in the 80s?
bears.
Swamp bears.
Skunk apes.
My goodness.
All right, what else you got?
Okay. In Burlingame, it's illegal to spit anywhere except on a baseball diamond.
That is true, actually,
Huh.
because a lot of people spit in Burlingame. I know. I've been there. I actually worked in Burlingame before.
I think it's funny
You
they
wanna
make
go
it.
put a full lip full of chew and just go walking down the street.
I think it's funny they make
Yeah,
an
I used to have a
exception for
problem.
the baseball players, though. Like it's such a like that's somehow part of the game of baseball is to spit.
I don't know. I just know that I used to work
Chewing.
at Radio Shack there, and that's actually a thing. Anyways,
Huh. Have you ever seen it enforced, Aubrey?
I haven't seen it enforced. I just know that is a thing. Like that is a problem. So I don't even know when law was passed, but yeah, that is a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, there's just a lot of gunk and stuff on the street. So
Huh. All right, David.
In El Monte, it is illegal to personally own a pinball machine.
Oh,
that's
screw that.
stupid. I think that had. I think a
Stupid. I want a
corporation.
pinball machine so bad.
Right, well,
I think that
we
was
are
probably
talking about
some
dumb laws,
corporation.
so.
Yeah, I think it was some corporation was like, no, people can't own their own pinball machines because we want to make money. That's what it sounds like. Anyways, keep going.
When's the last time
No.
you saw a pinball machine anyway?
I mean, that might have been made.
Bar.
Yeah, that might have been made for that, for purposes. Anyway,
Dave and
and
Buster's.
those were really popular. Yeah.
Let me start on Dave and Buster's because the first time, only time I've been there, I was expecting a big ass fucking arcade, and then it was like a bunch of freemium games from like an iPhone as arcade games. I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
Why is Flappy Bird and Crossy Road here for me to pay money for? Fuck
Right.
that. Do that on my phone
What?
free. Like,
Right, and even
some goddamn kids totally took the entire DDR machine the entire night, and I never got a chance to get on there. I was like, I know I'm old school, and I played like the first 15 iterations, but like, you don't need to have a tournament here. Give me a fucking turn.
even their VR setup was like Vader Immortal, so that even that is like an Oculus game. So yeah, I totally feel you on that.
Hey, Rubik's, I have a question. Are you
Yes.
American McGee's Alice?
No, but I thought about doing that. Trust. She has darker hair.
Girl.
She has darker hair. I
That's
do have
true.
a stain
That's
on my
true.
apron.
I would love to. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Get
Mike-
back to the laws. I apologize.
Yeah. Really quick, Mike says most laws are in place because whatever the law prohibits has obviously happened a whole darn lot of times for it to become law. I have often wondered about that because I remember when my son's mother was pregnant, and I remember like right before she was going into labor, there was a sign on the wall that said no having sex in the like delivery room or whatever. And I was like, wow. I was like, for them to have that sign there, that means it's happened more than once.
To be fair,
so
there's something
weird.
about like if you have sex like right before she gives birth, like helps induce labor.
Really?
I've heard of this before somewhere where
Yeah.
like that
Doctors
like
encourage
pregnant
it.
couples when they're like really close to the due date, they'll have sex to try to somehow break that barrier and get it going because it's like I'm done. I want it out of me.
Do they prohibit having sex while giving birth?
It makes it.
How is that possible? I don't.
I would think it makes the doctor's job a little difficult.
What? Why not damage the baby? They have a soft spot.
I was thinking about anal.
I have really. Come on. I have some really dark. I have some really dark places where that could be. Oh,
That's
yeah,
a-
Rubik's does
hey,
look amazing.
I was talking about a pretty dark place.
Oh,
Wow.
I was thinking of
Gloria,
doctors being awful to patients and stuff. That's just okay. Anyways,
Rubik's Gloria says you look amazing. Raphael, what's going on, my brother?
Much.
All
I'm glad I
right,
finally made it on to actually hear and like interact with people, not just have.
excuse me.
and actually, you're much clearer and easier to hear than you are on most nights.
Yep.
truth.
Hey,
Well,
Van,
then I guess I'm gonna have to always use my iPhone because fuck my internet and my computer.
What you got,
Yeah,
David?
still figure out how to
I
do
want you to
backdrops
pull
on
back,
here, I don't know.
pull Mike White's comment back up because this next one is great for that. That the one with the lob. Okay, so the next one, where was I at? Okay, so this must have happened a lot of times for them to make this law. It's illegal for animals to mate within 1,500 feet of a school, saloon, or a place of worship.
How are they enforcing that? How?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm guessing it had to do with, you know,
Like,
they used the
Mr.
word saloon
Dog,
in there.
So
I think it had to.
$5,000 fine.
It would have had. I would think that it probably came about back in the times when horses were used a lot, and maybe horses were trying to mate out in front of the saloons or something.
I don't know.
Maybe. I was thinking of like isn't there like I don't know if it was in California, but I heard something one time about a guy it was like midnight or something. And he was drunk at a bar and he's like walking home and he ends up taking a piss in this park, but the park was right next to his school. And even though it was midnight, he got busted with like pedophile like charges and stuff because he was exposing himself.
Horrible Bosses.
I don't know. Is it?
That is-
Well, I mean, they use that in Horrible Bosses for Charlie Day's character.
Oh wow.
Yeah, fun movie. Good watch. I like it.
What's going on, Say Wong? And I'm sure you have caught on to the topics. You got more for us, David?
I do. I got like 5 more.
All right.
Oh God.
All right, so it's
I have
illegal
like
to
4.
ride a bike through a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard that one actually.
Why? Why have you heard that one? What? In what context is that like? I mean, were people running over people in pools or?
Because people
Leaving
are
the bikes in there to rust.
stupid.
I
That
don't
Yeah.
sounds
know.
like something from Jackass to be.
Thank
perfectly
you.
I think that's possibly it. I don't know. I've heard of people doing stupid shit like that. I don't know why, but I've heard people doing stupid shit like that.
Wow.
I want to think I rode a bike off into a pool one time.
I did.
See,
I think I
because
did it on
stupid
the
people
look
do
like
that
you
and get
ridden a
hurt.
bike
That's
off into
why.
a pool.
That is why.
I wonder how many laws in California have been made just because of the Jackass crew.
Probably all 24.
All right, David. What else you got?
You can't hunt moths under a street lamp in Los Angeles.
You can't hunt moths.
Who the fuck's hunting a moth?
Godzilla.
Well, that's Mothra. Yeah.
Mothra. Yeah,
It's gonna
the
be
rat
bigger than-
Mothra's
They-
good. One of the good
I'm
guys.
glad they didn't say that you couldn't hunt cockroaches, though. So that's good.
But specifically under a street lamp, though.
It's what, yeah, that's what the law says.
My
is under a
charging
street
cord, hang
lamp.
on.
Probably because
So-
they are attracted to lights and probably people would use that to. I bet you that's a really at least 100-year-old law because they were capturing them. But anyways, yeah.
All right.
Maybe they didn't want to pick up all the dead carcasses.
Maybe,
Lots
that
of
could be it, too.
moth
Good,
carcasses.
good, good.
3 more.
All
All
right.
right, moving on. In Norco, you can't grow oleander flowers.
Oleander
Yeah,
flowers,
makes
huh?
sense, Actually, there's a lot of oleanders in California, though.
Are oleanders like deadly or something, or what? Why?
Yes,
Oh, are they poisonous
Oh, yeah.
or?
very
Is it-
poisonous. Yes,
Oh,
you
then
can
why would
actually kill
anybody
people
do it?
dead.
Are they pretty?
They are very pretty.
They're pretty deadly.
boom, boom.
But no, there are actually quite a few cases of people using them to poison people, thinking that they wouldn't kill them, but that they die because oleander. Never put an oleander in your mouth because you will die. It
Wow,
will kill you.
White
Yep.
only Ender says Mike. Look at that.
wow. Okay, I had no idea.
Number
See,
All oleanders are poisonous. Like if a horse eats them, it'll die. Like animals, yeah, it's a huge problem. But they're very pretty. That's why, and cheap. That's why people use them a lot.
right.
All right, 3 more to go. So, in Long Beach, it's illegal to swear on a mini golf course. That makes sense, actually.
I'm sure there's a lot of kids on mini golf courses.
I
Number
mean,
2.
that'll be big.
Hey, Rubik's, your mic is doing something kind of weird.
Yeah,
when
I just heard that. I don't know what's going on.
I keep periodically muting you out just to see.
Van, does that mean that you accidentally muted me out? Because I saw that you had unmuted me.
I don't know. You're fine now.
Is that a
But
problem too?
I'm putting you in the corner.
No one puts Aubrey in the corner.
All right, David, was that it, or did you have? Was there any more?
2 more.
All right.
All right. In Blythe, California, it is illegal to wear cowboy boots unless you own 2 or more cows.
That is
Wow.
a stupid law, but wow.
Wow, I feel that's like somehow like I don't know, like I don't want to say like racism, but some kind of ism. There should be some kind of ism attached to that. Why can't I just be fashionable and wear cowboy boots? Why do I gotta own a goddamn 2 cows?
2 cows or more. Now, this last one makes me want to sue the state of California or hold the state of California accountable. Even though, for the most part, at least here in the Bay Area, they make good on it. Sunshine is guaranteed to the masses.
Sunshine is guaranteed to the masses.
Yes.
Well, it is here.
It is called the
And
Sunshine State.
Oh,
That concludes California dumb laws.
Yay!
After that,
Yay!
I just started I'm done with that.
I want to sue somebody because I didn't get my constitutional amount of sunshine.
It's not like when it rains here. We need the goddamn water. Are you kidding
We
me?
do. We need the rain.
Right.
All
It rains so bad.
We do.
All right, beautiful. Thank you, Mr. David. Does anybody else have? Okay, so we did Florida, we did California,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. We've had some from Wisconsin and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
You're up now, Van. Let's
Is
hear,
it
let's
me?
hear yours.
All right, so mine specifically was 10 weird laws you didn't know for Texas, and then I found some just like from around various different states as well. Rubik's, I'm going to put you on a I'm going to mute your mic. When you're ready to speak, you just unmute yourself, all right?
Okay.
All right. So, all right, here we go. This first one, okay, I can see this seems to make sense. It is illegal to sell somebody's eyes.
Wow.
So with organ trafficking, maybe I could see that
I
being.
can see that.
Glass
Being-
eyes or proper eyes?
Oh, well, it does say purchasing eyes, hearts, kidney, pancreas, liver. So yeah, it does have to do. The fine is $4,000 and a year in jail. So it does have to do with like body transport trafficking. All right, this is one that I like. Oh, I guess I should. Yeah, sorry. It is illegal to commit a crime without giving a 24-hour notice.
That seems awfully redundant. I think that's gonna call up like the stupid people that are gonna like ask permission. Like, excuse me, I just want to let you know I'm robbing the bank tomorrow. Is that gonna be cool? Oh, okay.
Right. 3 o'clock's not good. What if I come back at 4? Is that a little more convenient for you?
Just so you know, I will not be paying before I pump.
But and that works in a lot of different situations there too.
That reminds me of a law in Oregon.
Which is?
You cannot pump your own gas in Oregon.
Right, there's another state on the East Coast too. Dude, you know somebody blew themselves up.
They freak out if you try to.
Oh yeah, dude, they go crazy.
It is a big whoa.
No, I went to Oregon for the first time, and when I got to a gas station, some guy was like all of a sudden up on me. I'm like, "Can I help you?" And he's like, "I'm here to pump your gas." I'm like, "Oh fuck, I forgot that that's actually a thing other places." Okay, like, sure.
Right.
But then he was like kind of an asshole about it, was like expecting a tip, and I'm like, "Dude, you could have washed my windows or done something."
I've had my windows washed in Oregon.
Uh,
Yeah, it's weird.
Right. Yeah, I guess you get double the ticket if you. Well, I don't know. If you give somebody notice that you're going to commit a crime, does it like balance itself out when you commit the crime, or no? Or maybe you just get one
I think
offense,
it's
not
still
two.
committing a crime. It's just
Yeah, right.
before the
I don't
fact.
know.
Right.
Just
All
killing
right.
Charge you
somebody.
with 2 crimes. I guess.
I guess that's what
Your
it is.
Honor, the defendant actually did report that he would be committing the crime, so therefore we will take that as a submission of guilt for this entire session.
All right, number 3. It is illegal to milk another person's cow.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think that's from the Bible too, isn't it? Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's cow.
Or in Ireland,
I
it's
mean,
one
I
of
think they called
my
it
God.
his wife, but whatever. Yeah.
I mean, epics were written by that for that reason, anyways.
Right.
Cow theft and trying to milk someone else's cow.
So what
Legitimately,
what
I'm
can you
actually-
milk of someone else's?
Yeah, maybe you can milk their
Yeah.
goat.
This
Doesn't
is
say-
this is actually legitimately some Irish folklore and myths and like stories are written by.
This would be the Irish that would go, don't be milking my cow there, sir.
Right.
Appreciate it.
But what if the cow never runs dry? What you gonna do with that then?
Absolute tragedy.
I mean,
All right.
cows anyway.
Number 4. It is illegal to be in possession of the Encyclopedia Britannica collection.
Wait,
Shit, I got that when I
what?
was 5.
I know. Didn't you get that at the grocery store from back in the day when you were a kid? Like when you bought a certain amount of groceries, you got a free encyclopedia.
Are you sure that's Texas and not like West Virginia?
Somewhere
I know.
reading's illegal. Texas once banned the entire Encyclopedia Britannica because one volume contained a recipe on how to brew beer at home. Possession of the
that's
books could
why.
lead you to to even jail or fines. Currently, according to the law, one can homebrew no more than 200 gallons of alcoholic beverage per year. No license is required by the brewer complies at the rules mentioned in the statute selection. All right. Number 5. It is illegal to walk around barefoot
In what state?
In Texas?
in Texas.
Interesting.
I mean, I think that would just be like a lesson in Darwinism. You're gonna burn the fucking bottom of your feet off.
Yeah, that could be it.
Let's
I
not.
mean,
Let's not.
Right,
and there's
right, right.
also a lot of spiders and all sorts of other things. Apparently,
Cat.
I'm guessing that's why.
Cow droppings.
That and then, yeah, you could probably get bit by something that's gonna kill you. So,
I mean, apparently there are a lot of really big spiders in Texas.
yeah.
All right. Oof. All right. Number 6. It is illegal to drink more than 3 sips of beer while standing.
Well, we know hell people break that fucking law.
Right. How do you go to a music concert?
What the hell?
The whole intro to that show is them standing drinking sips of
Yes,
beers.
for like 5 hours. Yeah,
No, that is weird. Okay.
There's no way. There's no way.
Go home, Texas. You're drunk.
Yeah, but no power. You can't be just standing there without beer. You're breaking the law.
Oh my gosh, that was really good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Part of one of the reboot episodes, please, where Hank's like, "What? No way! I don't spend my entire day selling propane and propane accessories. Not
Propane and propane accessories.
All right, number 7. Okay, this one. Okay, it's illegal to carry wire cutters in your pocket. I mean, I can see why it'd be illegal, but it seems very specific. Okay, open rangers have been known to cut barbed wire fences to others.
Probably
Okay,
still cattle or otherwise. Yeah, that can see that.
number.
I mean, come on, my ancestor. I'm made
Border
famous by us. Maybe that too, but I'm made famous by people like trespassing on lands and stuff. The McCoys and the Hatfields, they have feuds for that shit.
Right. There's literally stories about your family shit.
That's actually true. Yes.
All right. Number 8. It is illegal to feather duster in public buildings. Yeah, I don't know what
They
to
can never have a maid.
Say that
service.
one more time.
I got nothing.
It is illegal to feather duster in public buildings.
What if you're
okay.
in a fetish shop?
I got nothing for this. I have nothing to add for this. That's just bizarre. I got nothing.
Then if you're really kinky, you use the whole damn chicken.
You know, it'd be really funny if
Well,
next.
maybe you're not using the feather duster part. You're just using the handle.
Well, no. Think about this now. What if number 9 were, the fetish shops were illegal in Texas? That would be the perfect follow up.
Right. All right,
They're just prudes in Texas. That's apparently it. Anyway, keep going.
number 9. It is illegal to
Illinois,
buy
like that.
cheese in Texas on Sunday.
Ooh. Dairy?
Okay.
In Houston, it's illegal to buy or sell Limburger cheese on Sunday. Better stock up on
Limburger.
cheese on.
Because it's smelly. I don't know, and they think that it's offensive to the Lord.
To God or something like this.
I have
One
no
cheese
idea.
is so bad, God says fuck that on
It
Sundays.
is really
Sorry,
smelly.
for a place that has a whole lot of emphasis on like, well, the Bible says, I bet you they still have a fucking Red Lobster, don't they? No problem with the shellfish
probably do.
polyester divorce now, do you?
To be fair, Limburg is disgusting smelling.
Oh, really?
Limburg cheese is really bad. Yeah, it is some stinky ass cheese.
I mean, so is some feta and some blue cheese, but some of that shit's delicious.
Wow, but
Sorry.
it must be really offensive making a lot of. And lastly, it is illegal to eat trash.
But yet, it's not illegal to talk it.
Boom, boom.
Mic drop.
fire tonight. Let's go.
Forrest, you are on fire tonight with the dad jokes.
Absolutely.
Florida,
Let's bring up our next topic. So, we'll see how big a fail my dad jokes would be in the whole dating world.
Wow.
Wow, great segue there, buddy.
I
Great
know.
segue.
Okay.
We get to talk about laws.
Let's see.
And
Missiles.
that Mike will not be told.
And then I also looked up to dumbest laws in the United States, just in general. And I thought what I was trying to do was find specifically like federal laws that covered all the states, but in all the list, it was more like the stupidest laws from each state made it to the list.
Could I quickly go through some of the Utah laws just because before I forget them?
Yeah.
Please do.
And I have that list as well because I pulled that up in case
He does because I have a hard because I'm on my phone tonight, so I can't because we don't have any Wi-Fi here, so I can't
Me
look
too.
I can't look up where my list is, even though I had it ready to
All
go.
right. You want me to do yours for you there?
If I can't remember them, I'll ask you.
Okay.
So number 1 was no catastrophes.
Yes. No catastrophe.
No catastrophes, because Utah is the perfect state. There'll be no forest fires or earthquakes or anything like that. So this is a law, no catastrophes.
We don't allow it in the state.
I don't know. Number 2 is no snowballs.
Wow, you have a hell of a memory, dude. This is like literally that was 1 and 2.
Number 3 is no bike riding outside of a lane.
No bike riding without hands.
Without hands. Okay. Sorry.
Let's
see. Number
just message on the show.
4 is no selling alcohol after midnight without an ID.
That was actually number 5. Man, you got a great memory. That's number 5. No convenience stores after dark without ID. Number 4 was no swearing for ladies.
Oh, that's right. Well, of course, I forgot that one.
Yeah, fuck that law.
Yeah, no swearing for ladies, apparently, because LDS. I don't know. Fuck that shit. Okay, that's of course I.
Well, I'm literally thinking about how you can violate every single one of those in one shot.
It's doable.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see, number 6 was no lobby. No, that's. I think that's number 9, or 8 was
Number
lobbying
9.
missiles at buses.
Lobbying missiles. Yeah. Sorry about that. I was.
That was like 8 or 9.
Yes, that one was actually not. God, I cannot believe your memory. Holy crap! I'm a little intimidated right now. Okay. Yes, that was actually number 9. Was the no throwing missiles at buses.
Yeah, number 10 was no nuclear weapons at school. No,
just in general. No nuclear weapons in general.
Weapons in general.
No nukes.
Yeah. because they don't like war. The other one was one of them was also no selling gunpowder as headache medicine.
Right. That was number 7.
That was number 7.
All right.
And then number 6 was
convenience store.
That was the convenience store. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I missing any of them?
Nope, you got all of them. Throwing missiles,
cool.
detonating. Wow. I like that throwing the missiles at the
one.
buses one. That one's my favorite of all of them.
That was the one I missed. Was the swearing.
Of course you'd miss that one.
That's awesome.
So if you launched a nuclear missile at a school bus while throwing snowballs into a crowd
and
of
swearing
people,
if you're a woman.
hold
swearing,
on, and while you're riding your bike with no hands, so you have your hands free to do all this,
and swearing
and
while riding a bike,
crash your bike, and then swear if you're a woman. Wouldn't that be a catastrophe right there?
It would be, but also you have to wrap up that nuclear weapon in a big old snowball for that to work. Hey, discover
and make sure it all happens outside a convenience store when you don't have ID.
Your weapon from your bike. I'm pretty sure.
Because you buy the alcohol that got you drunk enough to do all that without an ID after midnight.
Right. Oh shit. Gloria says Arkansas cannot sell.
So awesome.
Arkansas says you cannot sell alcohol on Sunday, and I was just giving a note. West Palm Beach, Florida, you cannot bring outside alcohol into a hotel. That one I don't think
there
is.
Are state law. There are state run. There are state run alcohols, like convenience stores in Utah, but a lot of the non-state that are open on Sunday, but a lot of the ones that are owned privately do not sell alcohol on Sundays. So it's really interesting.
There are state-run alcohol stores?
There are. Mm-hmm. Because because Utah is LDS primarily.
Because they get the
money from it. So a lot of the laws are... They do get money from it. So that's why it's state-run. But it's because the government has other things. But, because LDS people do not drink, it's mainly for the non-LDS people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's actually against... I was raised LDS because I was raised in Utah a little bit. That's like my home state, which was fun going through. And Provo. Yeah, I was laughing my ass off for a lot of them because there are a lot of the Book of Mormon, the play, because there's a lot of stuff in there that is very true. Yeah. Very, very true for LDS people.
I had a friend who was LDS, heavy into it, and he drank all this. Oh, no, that's right. He was on LSD.
That's a little different. That's a little different.
Wow, Matt says no whistling underwater in Oregon. I actually saw that. I think that one's on the list. I have a list here of the dumbest laws from each state, and I want to say that one popped up. In Utah, it is illegal not to drink milk.
Not to drink milk?
Not to drink milk.
I'm screwed.
Me too.
In South Dakota, no horses are allowed into the Fountain Inn unless they are wearing pants.
Okay.
I want to see a picture of a horse with a pair of pants.
I want to know the story behind that because it's like one specific place.
It has to be. Yeah.
I can see that in like an episode of Ren and Stimpy. I'm not even joking.
Here's my thought is that a horse, like someone rode the horse in there, and the horse had like a weird erection, and you're like, think of the children. So
right. Anyway. Let's see.
Fucking stupid.
North Dakota, it is illegal to lie down and fall asleep with your shoes on.
I don't like it.
What, Rubik's?
Yeah, what'd you say, Rubik's? Did we lose the audio again?
Your internet.
Okay, let's see. Oh, this one kind of scares me. Oklahoma. Oh, I don't even know if I want to read this one. This is kind of gross. It is illegal to have the hind legs of an animal in your boots. Wow.
Run away.
In Wisconsin, it is illegal to cut a woman's hair.
Men fucking controlling women's bodies. What the fuck?
Florida,
Died.
It's okay. I'm breaking all the laws in Utah. Thank you. I'm not in Utah right now.
Okay, this one, if somebody may know about chickens, because I have a feeling this has to do with like farming or something, but this one just sounds weird unless you know context, and I know no context. Someone may not dye a duckling blue
you guys said
and
you already did Florida. I thought I was doing Florida.
No, why would you do Florida when we have a guy from Florida in our group? But you can see if there's ones that you have that he didn't add onto there. Okay, in Kentucky, one may not dye a duckling blue and offer it for sale unless there are more than 6 of them for a sale at once.
What?
So you can dye 6 ducklings and sell them?
But not one. And that just makes me think of the Adam Sandler, God, what was it? Where he goes back to school.
Oh, was that
Jack and Jill? No. Oh, that's Daddy Daycare? No.
Not that.
not Little Nicky?
No,
Not
come on.
Little
It's
Nicky,
like one of
no.
his first ones where he goes to school like to
Happy
prove to his
Gilmore.
dad.
Billy
Madison.
Billy Madison, that's what it is.
I had painted the duck blue because I had always wanted to see a blue duck.
But
In
not
Mississippi,
dying animals.
it's illegal to teach others what polygamy is.
that feels
In North
that feels
Carolina-
very biased against Mormon. Against,
Shouldn't that
Just
be
saying.
Utah law?
there's an interesting history for this. I actually know this. Anyways,
Okay.
keep going with the laws. No,
All
we
right.
can talk about that afterwards.
In North Carolina, it's against the law to sing off key.
Singing off key is a crime. Just saying. Anyways, keep
In
going.
Ohio, it's
Karaoke bars either, then, huh?
Yeah.
oh.
I mean, with someone who's got very good pitch, almost perfect pitch, it hurts. It physically hurts me when I hear somebody. I've gotten used to it, but it's not even if you like are so bad that you're just everywhere. It's if you are just a little bit flat or sharp. It is awful. It's awful to listen to it. But that's
Oh my
just my
God.
judgy. But I try not to when I do karaoke. When I host karaoke, it's a whole different. I just get myself in a different mindset. Anyway, keep
I'm
going.
not singing on the show.
Okay, so check this one out. This one
I
just
love that
seems. This one just seems like, I mean, like just illegal and wrong for being a law. A one-armed piano player must not perform for free.
Well, I mean, if
No, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. One-armed piano players must perform for free.
if you're good at something, you never do it for free.
All right, but you've only got one
This feels
arm.
biased. This feels so. That
all
feels
the better.
ableist and biased. That's just not cool.
I wonder what
Not okay.
one-armed piano player pissed somebody off in the legislation.
People are just mean against disabled people. Anyway,
In Iowa, mustaches are illegal if the bearer has a tendency to habitually kiss other humans. I guess it's okay to have a mustache if you kiss animals, but not other human beings.
We got back
I
to
am
kissing
so
with
confused.
mustaches.
I'm very confused by this.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, the one-armed piano player one was a kind of a... Okay, in Missouri, single men between the ages of 21 and 50 must pay an annual tax of $1.
I think single people pay enough as it is.
Yeah, personally.
Florida, doors on all public buildings must be opened outwards.
Wait.
Where is this at?
If that one was Florida. In Louisiana, it is illegal to rob a bank and then shoot the bank teller with the water pistol.
I'm sure that has happened.
Super soaker.
I mean,
Isn't it illegal to rob a bank, period? Do you have to add a special thing on for being a water gun?
Probably.
And if anything, I would rather get shot by a water gun than a real gun.
And no matter what, you're still stealing from the bank regardless.
I think that's
so-
to try to deter people from using fake guns, but it just sounds stupid.
Well, okay, it
What
was
is people's
Florida,
IQ
so
level?
somehow that makes sense.
Well, I guess in Texas you'd have to give 24 hours notice before you do that.
In Nebraska, if a child burps during church, his parents may be arrested.
Wow.
Nebraska.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Better not burp today. No fucking Sprite before church, young man.
Because that's satanic. You're worshiping Satan with that.
Devil.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Gases.
Don't you know?
Use hot sauce in their water guns. Right. I think that is about the stupidest ones that I came across.
What blows me away is that we've managed to kill an hour and 20 minutes with dumbass laws.
I know, but they're hilarious.
Welcome to America!
America,
I didn't even
fuck
get to tell the
yeah.
ones I wanted to. Fuck, it's just been a struggle to get on tonight. Shit.
I know.
man.
Rubik's, do you have?
Rubik.
Why don't you read your Florida list and see if it's any different
Okay,
than the one
so-
that Aaron had?
Well, yeah, that's it. It was like, who else did Florida? I thought I called that. So the ones that really stuck out to me was that men can't wear strapless dresses, which is just another reason I could never go. The other
It's
ones was that you
because
can't.
you smashed it out of the park and everyone.
Right, thank you. Not only that, it's hot as fuck over there. Of course, I'm going to be strapless.
107.
Other than that, it was you can't sing in a bathing suit.
Oh,
I sing wherever I want in whatever I want.
can't sing in a bathing.
Anyways, keep
To
going.
them, and then you can't gossip. Apparently, you can't gossip in Florida. That's illegal. Again,
Okay.
can't go there ever. Sorry.
That state is like that entire state is like set up against you, Rubik's.
It is. It is. Homophobic. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's
Wow.
goddamn humid there for me anyway. I mean, Disney World is just not enough of a lure.
Yeah, I'm wondering if too many people were like going around trying to be mermaids and singing like Little Mermaid songs or whatever,
They
and that's
probably
why they're
got
like,
eaten by a
no,
fucking
no one in
crocodile, like-
no one in swimsuits could sing. Just don't.
Right. Well, we had that one, wasn't it? Let's see. Aaron, wasn't there that one about wearing latex or something? What was that one?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
What was that one?
It is illegal to publicly wear liquid latex.
See, okay, I started thinking, I was like, maybe that's because of like the people that do the body art, but then like that's all they wear. You know what I mean? Like the paint
that
on their
could be
body or something like that, but they don't wear like actual other clothing.
Right.
Now, if the latex cured, would it still be considered liquid latex?
I think if it
Like
starts as it.
Like if you're wearing a full body latex tight fitting something, that's okay?
I don't know. I hate the
I
state.
don't know. Either way sounds kind of stupid to me, but whatever.
I mean, to be fair, Florida has some of like the weirdest headlines that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, you can type in Florida man in a Google search and something will pop up every single fucking day.
Every day of the year.
Were we talking about
Yeah.
this in the chat, or was it? I don't think I can't remember if this was on the show or in our chat.
Last week. We talked about this last week.
Oh, on the
did.
show.
Every freaking day you can bring up something about Florida, man. It doesn't matter what radio station in the country it is. You're going to hear something about some dumbass in this state, and they're going to make a headline. And it has something to do with alligators or harassing animals of some nature.
Right. And it has to do with some law in Florida about about their laws being like open public knowledge, so the reporters there just can go and have a field day finding all kinds of stories.
Well, the problem is that most idiotic things around here start with this phrase. Hey, y'all, watch this.
Yeah,
Look what I can do!
I believe it.
Y'all check this out.
Well, speaking of stupid things starting with, hey, y'all, watch this, let's move to our next topic, which is dating in the modern world.
Oh, hey, y'all, watch this.
What do you guys...
Go away.
First off, is anybody here dating? I'm such a loser.
I mean, I've been with my man for almost 13 years now, so
Wow.
it's been a minute. Like I kind of feel like
Right.
somewhat fortunate, but also somewhat gypped that I was kind of a before the like dating app culture.
Right.
But at the same time, like it's kind of
Don't
nice
miss it.
because like my friends that tell me about their hookup experiences with this is it's not pretty. Like it doesn't seem like it's something that like I would really
No, it's
do
awful.
Yeah, no,
It's awful.
I guess it's great for the instant gratification. Like I never was on Grindr. Like all these other people are on Grindr for the gay community, and at the same time, it's like, well, like you're just hooking up with people. Like you might want to make sure that you get tested regularly. And I'm not surprised when you tell me that you got the clap or have herpes. Like yeah, that's what happens.
Right.
But at the same
thank
time, like
God.
the closest thing I had back when I was younger was AOL Instant Messenger, which
Right.
was terrible.
Oh.
Had chat rooms to hook up with people.
You've got mail.
Oh man, I was a kid though for most of AOL and MSN.
Right.
I know, you're
And
12.
but for this
So I was a little
discussion,
young for that.
because I was thinking about it when this was posted up on the boards, but like for example, Marissa just got back from a week long honeymoon with her what is it 13-year, her and her husband, no, 15 years or something like that. I can't remember.
Aw.
Marissa, if you're out there, but her and her husband have been together for a while, and they took a week long vacation to Vegas. They left the kids at home. That I mean, if you're married, that's a date, right? That's an extended date. But wouldn't that be a date? Right, Rubik's. You're with your husband. You go on dates, right?
Well, we do, but like at the same time, I wouldn't say like we're dating. I'm like, no, that's my husband. It means that we're together all the time. We've been together for a minute.
Right.
What we consider like date night is when we have the time to like go see a movie or like get out of town and go do something different. But I mean, it's so hard with both of us. We have conflicting schedules, and now that I have the show going on, I don't have a whole lot of free time to like really do anything but like housework and keep up with the bills. Like I've gone to fucking AAA 3 times this month to try to pay for my fucking tax.
Right.
Every single time I've had some sort of issue where like they are just not capable of doing that quick process with me. First time it's like, oh well, it's gonna be an hour of a wait. I'm like, okay, so I don't have that hour. I had to come back. Came back the next time, another hour wait. Got the text messages to like update me. We went shopping. It said I had like a 28-minute time window for me to come back.
Jeez.
And then all of a sudden, 2 minutes later, oh, you're next in line. Better get here now, otherwise your spot's gone. I'm like, shit. So like, let me extend my time. But then I get there and I had to wait another fucking half an hour.
Wow.
And then we, gave her my membership card. Eli had to give her them the slip. And then we go to pay for it. And I'm trying to use my debit card. She's like, oh, well, I need to see your ID to use your debit card. There's a pin, and it's the same card as the membership card I gave you. Like, that's the same name. I just happened to leave my ID in my pocket in another outfit somewhere. And they're like, sorry, we can't do this now. I'm like, fuck you for wasting my time. And then today I get there, and they're like, oh, sorry, because we're closing the DMV side in like an hour, we can't take any more people. And I'm like, there's literally 6 people in this fucking building. And you're telling me you can't process all of them. I just want to pay my bills. Anyway, off topic.
The point of the matter is, we were talking about dating. We were not. And even Aaron, you are married as well. I'm guessing, I'm wondering for those that are married, so that we can all be a part of this conversation. Because we can, you've got me who's not really dating at all. You got David who's kind of out there in the dating game, right? Aubrey, I think you are in a serious relationship, but you're not married, correct?
Yeah,
you're with one person, right?
Yes,
but not dating around.
Exclusively to one person.
How did you meet him? That would be the pertinent question for people in relationships.
Okay, well,
how did you meet your partner?
it actually happened out of nowhere. We met through a Zoom meeting conference call with other professionals, and it just happened. It was just one of those things where it was like, oh hey, you're a cool guy. You're a cool girl. Cool. Let's collab music together. Awesome.
So it had to do. So okay. So one of the keys there, that at least it sounds like I can take away, is it had to do with something that you both had passion about. It sounded like music was the thing that kind
this was
of.
like an industry. Yeah, it was like an industry Zoom thing for like other people in the industry, like artists, like actors, artists, filmmakers, musicians.
All kinds of
Yeah,
entertainers.
and yeah, it was interesting. While we were going through it, so it's like a chat, a meetup for a bunch of people to do that, right? And so he kind of slipped into my DMs, and I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And
As
then he's
they
like, "No,
do.
seriously, I'm not like trying anything or anything like that. Just you seem really interesting, and I wanted to talk to you a bit about music because you seem like you know what you're talking about." And then things got kind of even more like start talking and chatting and during this meetup thing. And then he's like, "Hey, let's like meet up on Zoom because I am also a producer, and you seem like you're really interesting, and you've got some talent. You've got talent." And I was like, "Okay, whatever. This is."
I've heard this one before.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
Right.
And so we do Zoom chat, and he's a cool guy, and I'm like, all right. And he's like, yeah, I live in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. There's nothing gonna happen. I'm
Right.
like, awesome, cool. That means he just wants to work on music. That's great.
Right. But
I was gonna say, and then
But,
and then I flew down there, and it was amazing.
no, I didn't. We haven't flown down at all. Actually, we haven't met each other in person at all yet. It's fairly new. It's only been 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Okay, yeah, that's different.
Yeah. So
that's very interesting too. So go ahead.
I had a girlfriend in Canada once.
Oh yeah.
She's in Canada, guys. You won't ever meet her.
There's
we have like a
whole
lot
song
in
that happened
common.
to you about that.
Yeah, we actually have a lot in common. Well, because the fact that he was like, "Look, I'm not looking for anything. I don't want anything. I'm just legitimately here for music." I guess that sort of like was like, "Oh, okay. I don't have to worry. I don't have to I don't have to deal with any of this bullshit of like putting up my guards because he's not going to hit on me." Which he did not.
He's in a whole other country.
He's in a whole other country and all that. And then I think like a few days later, he's like, "Hey, let's get the second Zoom meeting out of the way. I will sing a song for you so you know that I'm like legit," because I didn't actually see him. So the funny thing is that he didn't have his mic wasn't working and he did not have his screen on. So it was purely through like texting that I talked to him. And then when we Zoomed, I finally saw him, whatever, and all that through the Zoom and talked about that stuff. But I hadn't like heard his credentials or knew if he could sing or not. He's like, "Look, I just want you to know that I'm legit like person in the industry, and here's all these things." So then he sang me a song. He went through his Instagram live because Zoom was not working, and fantastic singer, by the way, and like real legit. Turns out he was in a band. He toured all over Brazil when he was younger and did all these things. So it was really interesting. Anyways, so afterwards, I was like, I noticed that I was flirting with him, and I'm like, oh shit, I kind of like this guy. Crap, where did this happen? And then, so I was like, oh, so I think I.
Okay, so like, I just have to ask then, at what week did you start getting the dick pics in the DMs? Because
I haven't. I have not.
You haven't?
Actually, I have not. He is super, super, super respectful. Have not.
Okay, well, I guess gay culture is just different. That's like
maybe it's just a really small penis.
I have had my share of disgusting dick pics. It's something that legitimately does not do anything for me. In fact, it just turns me off. It grosses me out. I don't need it. No thanks. Unless like.
Okay, so but what? Okay, at what point then? Let's go this direction with it. At what point did you think it was going? Especially since you haven't actually physically been in the same room with the person, right?
So
have you since then?
Have you met up?
Right, since you started talking. Okay, so
we still meet up in like Zoom and stuff like that, and Skype. We have Skype.
Okay, so at what point then did you go from like, okay, we're working together to, oh, I think I kind of like this person and we're going to...
It was fast. It was within a week. It was super fast.
Wow. So you...
Yeah, we were like, it was, and he even says, he's like, this is nuts. This is insane. Like, I laugh at people who fall in love, like long distance like this. And the universe has plotted against me because now I'm doing it. So it's really funny.
You know, I have stories to talk about too as well on that. I cannot shame you at all. I just want to make sure I
Okay, yeah,
understand the context, because you know it does happen.
The nature of the relationship.
So within a week of talking to this person online, did you guys say we are boyfriend girlfriend, we're exclusive, or how did you decide that even though you've never actually met this person, that this was a person you weren't going to see other people?
So we decided on that together because I was like, I don't want to see other people.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm not really seeing anyone anyways, because I thought I was out of the dating thing. And because he really wasn't. He wasn't in the dating sphere at all. He thought that it was over for him, basically.
Right.
Because he's older. And
Oh, see, now I'm curious. I want to see a picture of this boy. Shoot.
Yeah.
This daddy.
He's cute. I mean,
Okay, so
in his younger days, he's got pictures of him. Oof.
okay, so
Okay,
quickly, not to cut you off, Aubrey, but I want to get a quick
No, absolutely
baseline.
not.
I want to get a quick baseline on everybody in this group. I know we, you know, fans that are regulars here know Rubik's is married and has a husband. The one that I think Aaron is also married and has children. David, a lot of people don't know about kind of your situation. What is your deal?
Yeah, what is your deal, David?
What's your deal, David?
I broke up with my last girlfriend about a year ago, and Van, you know her,
Right.
You remember her,
Right.
that I thought I had met the person I was going to grow old with, and she faked it for a while, and then just decided that she wasn't interested after about a year and a half.
Oof.
And she broke up with me through text.
Ooh.
Ouch.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. That sucks.
I think she started seeing her daughter's father again, but she wouldn't admit it. But she did finally admit that she'd slept with him.
Oh man.
Oh.
So
ouch.
David, are you actively out there like talking, or I mean, like if a nice young lady came away, would you be open to dating people right now, whether you're actively looking for people or not?
yeah, I would.
You're open to dating.
I've gone on some dates in this last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding that I'm exceedingly frustrated with the etiquette of people these days. I think it's become more and more commonplace to show a lack of consideration for people.
Like what? Like what are you talking about?
Okay, like the big thing is ghosting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah. Ghosting sucks.
Okay, so I met somebody a while back. We went out on a date. We had a fabulous time. We went to dinner. We really hit it off. We talked on the phone a lot. We texted also a lot. She asked me out to a concert, and I had to, secure daycare for my son. I made plans, or reservations rather, for a restaurant that I was going to take her to. The night before we were supposed to meet up, we were talking on the phone, and we were talking about when she was going to come out here to my house, and we were going to, go from there. And she even said, "So you're going to drive tomorrow night, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, well, I got off work at 3:30, and then I just need to go home and change, and we'll see each other tomorrow." And they're like, "Great, cool." So the next day,
Wow.
I texted her, "Good morning. I hope you have an amazing day." I knew she was at work, so I wasn't expecting a reply right away or anything like that. But I didn't get a reply at all, like all day. And then about the time she was getting off of work, I just went ahead and texted, "It's almost that time," with the little smiley face emoji, right? And I have an iPhone, and she had an iPhone, and I noticed that underneath the message, it didn't say delivered anymore. So I'm like,
Oh.
I think I know what's going on here. So I went and looked on Messenger, and she'd blocked me. She just Yeah, she. I don't know if she met someone else or if she just changed her mind, got cold feet. I would have rather have somebody have enough respect to say, "Hey, I met this other person. We really hit it off, and I think I'd like to go with them. I wish you luck." I would way rather that
That
than
sounds
just
so odd, though. That's odd behavior.
I
Someone
mean,
like
Right.
that
she,
confirmed
So
with you the day
it's
before. Are you sure
common
something didn't
now.
happen to her?
well, if something happened to her, why would she block me?
Because someone who took her phone might have blocked you. I don't know. I'm just saying that's very odd behavior.
Well, I mean,
That's just odd behavior. I guess that's just me. I don't
And,
know.
and you
I'm
know
not
what?
making
It's
those
I'm not
things.
like some weirdo who's going to go and drive to her house. We've
No, of
only
course
gone out
not.
on
Of
one
course
date,
not.
you know.
Of course not.
it is odd behavior, Aubrey, but it's not something that I would put past people nowadays.
That's
Like,
true. I mean, that's
I
true.
mean,
It's
just
just
because
very
what
odd.
you and I consider common sense and good, good etiquette, seems to be nowadays like everybody's got their own ideas of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable.
True.
Swipe next,
Fair.
swipe next, swipe next.
Right, right, right,
I
right,
don't do
right.
anything with those apps. I don't. I tried OKCupid. I think 2015.
Right.
That was
Well,
basically, and
you also have
I met a couple friends too that were on a OKCupid. Funny enough, that I'm still friends with. That
Right.
just wasn't.
I always find
It
it
was
funny when I meet
interesting.
gay couples like, oh yeah, we met on Grindr, and I'm like, oh yeah, how long ago was that? 2 months.
Right, right, right. We'll see if you're still
Let's
here
see
in
how
another
long
two
this
months.
lasts. And then I'm not surprised within like 2 weeks. Oh yeah, we broke up. I'm like, it's almost like it wasn't a good idea. My biggest advice, only from my personal experience, again, me and Eli, how we met. The story is that like I was between jobs and working at this nightclub that started to do a gay night. And so like these drag queens came in, these go-go boys came in, and like he hit the door, and I was like, "Who's that?" And I mean, the funny thing is that I asked the drag queen, I was like, "So, like, what's the deal with that go-go boy? Because he's really cute." And he goes, "That's my brother. He's a good boy. Leave him alone." I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." The funny thing was like Eli was actually seeing somebody at the time,
Oh,
but like at the same time, like when he walked in, I wasn't really looking. Like I was in this weird moment in my life where I was trying to just focus on myself,
Right.
mm-hmm.
try to get my shit together and just do that. Like I wasn't even looking for a date, and then here comes this person, and then I can't have them, and then immediately after that, like I kind of ended up with some ex of mine who walked back in for a minute. Like I was like, okay, I can't get this boy, and now I'm all hot and bothered. So like let's hang out, and
Right.
then like 2 weeks later, Eli comes into the club and just comes right up to me and goes, "I just broke up with my boyfriend, letting you know." Mwah, gives me this kiss, and I immediately turned back to the other one, like, "Okay, we're done over here."
Wow.
Wow.
And here you are 13 years later.
Yep, and that's my biggest advice to everyone. Just don't look for it. Like if you are on these apps or on these other things, or you're like going out there, like just don't. Like you will organically meet somebody more randomly when you're not looking for it than if you're
Oh
actively
yeah.
seeking it out. And then like knowing what you want in a relationship is always really good to know too. Like
Yeah,
it's always really important. Like if you get into something like, hey, this is the end game for me. What are your ideas? Because if like one of you wants kids and the other doesn't, it's not going to work out.
Not gonna work
Like
out.
if one of you is career oriented and the other one is not, or like if those things aren't meshing well, like those are those signs of like, yeah, this isn't really going to work out. As far as like ghosting, like that sucks, and I can't say I have a whole lot of experience with it, just because again that kind of was after my younger dating phase. Like I don't know. I'm sure that there's been at least a couple of times in my life where like somebody I really like ghosted me, but like I can only think of maybe one or
right.
possibly.
I will say that during the 6 weeks that my boyfriend and I have been together, though, we have written 5 songs. So
Well, that's
I mean,
cute.
it's working. Yeah,
I want to hear
I think
one.
when they're done, I'll definitely
Okay.
share them with the
No,
podcast.
I definitely think there's something to be said for when you meet people that are into like things. Like I've been talking to, obviously I run a lightsaber store. I've been talking to some other people. We were talking about dating in general, and I was like, he was talking about, he doesn't know where to go find girls and stuff like that. I was like, dude, cosplay community. I mean, that way, it's something that you enjoy already. And if you meet somebody else that's doing it, you know that they enjoy too. So you already have a common interest. Plus, because the other person's a cosplayer, hopefully they won't bitch when you spend $1,000 on material and stuff because they know exactly what that's like, right? They do it too. So, I don't know. It's really weird for me. I agree with you, Rubik's. I think things should happen naturally. I'm not part of this like whole dating like club scene and that sort of thing. But my thing is like I had lived for a long time by the philosophy of like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Just live your life, and somebody will come into your life. When my son's mother and I, decided not to be together, but we're still very friendly. In fact, she lives in my house, and we both raise our son together, but we're not a couple together. But I had just got, I'm just gonna turn into a little old Asian lady. I'm not even gonna think about dating. If it happens, it happens. And honestly, it was like, God, my son is 13. 12. It was probably about 6 years before I had this weird organic meeting with somebody I feel bad about this. They started off as a Kyber Cave customer online from the East Coast asking questions about lightsabers, and we just started chopping it up, and then all of a sudden, like, we were texting each other every day, all day long. So that's where I can understand with Aubrey the whole thing about falling for somebody and not being in the room with them. But like I almost feel like that whole just wait and the person will pop into your life. I almost feel like that's like bullshit we tell people to make them feel better when they're not getting when things aren't happening for them.
But here's the big crux on that is
That's
that you
organic.
have to work on bettering yourself. You can't just expect like if I just live my life, something's gonna happen. You also have to think about what it is that you can do to make your own life better or your own situation better.
Well,
that's what's going to attract people into it.
In my personal case,
if you just stick yourself in this mired situation of like, I'm alone forever and no one can ever firmly understand me and I'm just going to wallow in self-pity, well, then of course no one's going to want to fuck you. Like,
all right. Well, in my personal,
put yourself out there to some extent.
In my personal case, I kind of felt like, okay, right now I'm concentrating on being a good dad. I'm concentrating on trying to build my store for my son to have a future. And because my store is kind of a social, fun thing, I figured, I'm going to meet tons of people through that. And, I have. I mean, obviously, I've met all of you people through Kyber Cave. But, it's never been, and maybe it goes along. Aubrey and I were kind of talking about this the other night, but the other part of my brain has this philosophy of I don't shit where I eat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to date anyone from Kyber Cave because those are my customers. You know what I mean? And I don't, I don't fuck with people that are paying my bills.
I've never dated a coworker for that exact same reason because that's a terrible idea. Because the second that like something doesn't work out, now you have all this workplace drama, and I've seen it happen, and it's always ugly. So with Eli and I, it's slightly different because we were together before we started working together.
Right.
Like, he's the head baker, and I'm the bar manager at our restaurant. But like we were already in a very long committed relationship, so it kind of works. We didn't hook up during the shift. Like I think that's a huge difference.
And I personally believe, and maybe people will have other beliefs. I believe that is different as well because I remember. I mean, this is a long time ago. This is my 20s, but I had a girlfriend. We had been dating before, but we both took the same job. And you always hear that adage about never work with your spouse or your loved one. But I actually loved it because we could come home and talk shit together about the same people, and the other person knew exactly who we were talking about. You know what I mean? So I actually enjoyed it. I didn't have a problem with it. But like I said, maybe the difference was that we were dating prior to both having worked at that job.
Exactly.
I actually loved I love working on like creative projects with my significant others. I've done it a few times and it's great, except if it ends and then the project falls apart. That's the only part that really sucks.
Or you could be Gwen Stefani, right? Like Fucking the whole album Tragic Kingdom is a basic fuck you to the lead guitarist of the band that she's playing in. Can you imagine having to be in a band, a world-known band, and playing songs every night that are fuck you songs to you? And like this is how I make my money.
I mean, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks did that with her band player too. So.
I guess this is true. I guess there is precedent.
There is bands that do that. Good. I mean, yeah, makes music good. I mean, I've written plenty of breakup songs, so.
But while you were in the band with the person?
No.
That just seems a little bit hurtful to me.
But, it's different. I guess I just haven't been in enough bands where I've dated anyone in the band. Now the funny thing is we're now in a band together, so we'll see how that works if it doesn't work. But we're also working on being really good friends too. So
okay, so I have to ask this for the topic of the dating in the modern age. How do you all feel about when people go on a first date about someone paying for the whole tab or going Dutch or however that works? Like,
I think
because I feel like the roles have kind of shifted and like chivalry's not dead, but at the same time it doesn't quite exist in the same realm as it used to. Thoughts?
Yeah, that's tough.
I think it depends, really.
So, okay, Aubrey, do you expect a guy to pay for the first date entirely?
No, not if unless they try to trick me into the date, and then it's like, fine, go with your bad self, pay for it. No, I generally do not. But it is nice when it does happen. It's not expected, but it is nice. And then because I get worried that people expect something if they pay for something, and it is very, especially on a first date,
which is
very
a valid
strange.
point. So again, it kind of comes into that question of like, do you offer like, hey, you want to split it, or do you want me to Venmo you, and then see if he's like, oh no, it's on me.
I
like one of you gets dinner, the other one pays for the movie tickets.
I think I want to say like. I think it's so hard nowadays. Like I watch a lot of like YouTube channels and theorists, and then like you have so many women. Like they even have like terminology for like what they call low value men and stuff like that. Like if a man invites you to date, but it's just a coffee, that's a low value man, and you don't want to fuck with a guy like that because obviously he doesn't see you as high value, right? But then you have other people that maybe maybe they feel like they want to split it because if not, then, they feel like the other person might expect something of them. I'm very old fashioned. I feel like if I ask somebody to a date, I pay for the date. Unless I specifically say it. And I say the same thing whether it's a man or a woman, right? If you're my buddy and I was like, hey man, let's go to the movies, and I'll even say, hey, I got you. Mm-hmm. Or I'll say, hey, I only have enough to cover myself. But I usually try to clarify that up front.
It comes down to communication. I think that's really what I'm trying to get at, which I think Van is trying to get at. Like, if a guy asks me out, and then I'll be like, is this a date or is this like just as friends? There have been people that assume that when I ask them to coffee, especially if I'm like, hey, let's work on stuff. And they're like, oh, this must be a date. And it's like, no, it's just coffee, dude. Like, that's not. Because I guess for that to be a date thing for women, it's so kind of it's kind of boring in a way. That's kind of like, it's like the lowest hanging fruit. It's like, oh, let's go to coffee.
But isn't that? But
like that's a business thing. And to me, it's like, oh, this is business. We're doing.
But I would also say that wouldn't some women, and obviously I'm not a woman, so I don't know. But this is what I've seen on YouTube. But wouldn't if you were just meeting a guy, right? You're in a restaurant. Some guy comes up, starts talking to you, and you seem to have a nice conversation. He would like to take you to coffee. Isn't that a safe way to get to know somebody as opposed to going out to dinner at night in some club or something like that?
More of an icebreaker.
More of an icebreaker. Is that still a date? Is that not a date?
What I'm saying is that for some women, that is something that is deemed as, oh, you're not putting any thought into it. You're
There's
not,
something
if you
platonic.
like. Right. It's something more platonic. It's something more about like this isn't. It's so. It's kind of. You're not doing anything to impress me, which can help or hurt a person. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. It's like, oh, we're doing a business arrangement. If I'm asking someone for coffee, or if I'm doing that, usually it's because I want to get to know them. 2, it's not really a date, it's a business opportunity. 3, it's in a safe place. I don't know you.
Right.
But and 4, I have been tricked on. I've been tricked in going into a date by people who are like, hey, let's go meet at this place to hang out as friends. And then I find out later, oh, we're on a date.
They thought it was a date.
You're thinking this is a date. Oh yeah, I've got there's a story that happened. And the guy was like one of those proverbial nice guys. He was like, I was like, okay, we're going to meet this place as a friend to talk about stuff. All right, fine. And I show up and it's this really expensive restaurant bar place. I'm like, oh shit, I'm trying to, and I don't have a big budget. So I'm like, this is years ago, right? So I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to, like, how am I going to make this work? Okay, I'll just order this tiny thing and I'll just eat when I get home. Okay, cool. And then he's like, hey, let's go and eat something. Let's go sit down and eat something. I'm like, fuck my life. What am I going to do? Shit. Okay, I guess we'll do that. So I'm looking, I'm like, all right, just trying to piece it down. He's like, yeah, just order. And then he orders for me, kind of thing. And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, just get whatever. I'm covering this. I'm like, he goes, yeah, because we're on a date. I'm like, this is a date?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Fine, this is a date. Fine, you pay for this stuff. Fine.
Right.
And then later, I was like, all right, maybe this will work as a date, whatever, right? And so then after that, it turns out to be like $50 or something for a meal, which is a lot for me at the time. I didn't order that much either. I tried to order the cheapest thing. He was like, no, that's not enough. You have to have this too. So then he's like, you should go and buy these drinks at this other bar where it's like expensive drinks. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I get drinks, and then he just gets worse and worse throughout the night. And I'm just like, get me out of here. Please get me out of here. All right, I'm done. Cool. This is great. Check, please. I'm so done with this guy, this dude.
That's when you fake a phone call and be like, oh
I did.
God, I'm so sorry.
I was like, I have to go home. I was basically, I was still learning. So I was still learning these kind of things, and I was being too polite for my own good. And I'm like, look, it's getting late. I have to go now. And then he like tried to kiss me. I was like, no, dude, this is not goodbye. And then later he had the gall to like say, hey, you owe me for half of dinner.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
And he's like, you women are all the same, so you owe me for dinner. I was like, no, dude. I ignored him.
See, this
he
is where
Venmo
straight
requested
boys get
me.
fucked up. I'm sorry. Like, you cannot
Nice
offer
guys.
to pay for something and then after the fact renege. But I have to say,
and then climb is because he's a nice guy's finished last sort of thing.
And they always use that excuse.
He
but
did do that.
Still,
he did do that.
What
too.
about the
Stupid.
guys that like go on these dates and then all of a sudden like, oh shit, I forgot my wallet. Like you have to pay for it all. Have you ever been in one of those scenarios?
Yeah, actually.
I have not.
I have.
I would guess not, Van. If you had, maybe you should share.
Hey, I would like to ask Aaron or David, have you ever had a woman invite you on a date and pay for the whole thing?
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron, obviously pre-marriage.
Valid.
No.
David?
I think I have been. I've been asked out before. She offered to pay it all, but I'm a chivalrous guy, and I refused, and I paid for it anyways.
You paid for the whole thing, or you paid for half?
I paid for it.
You paid for the whole thing. Huh. Very interesting.
I was raised as a boy, like, if you take someone on a date, you pay for it. Like, that was
That's how I
something that
feel
was
about it.
ingrained to me back in my young and confused straight days. So, like, I always did that.
Right, and I'm of the same kind of like upbringing, but I don't feel like we're in that culture anymore. Like it's hard to know what you're supposed to do or what's expected.
Well,
So-
yeah, and so I know from certain YouTube things and too, like some women insist on like, no, I'd rather go Dutch or if I invite you out, then I'm going to pay. But it's not as commonplace. And I remember a lot of awkward, like, random dates when I was younger too, where like I would ask some girl out and be like, okay, let's go out and have this date and whatnot. And again, it's one of those weird chemistry things where, like, if it's just awkward and you go through the motions and then, like, you clearly aren't interested, it's this weird, like, after the fact thing, like, okay, so I'm so glad I just spent $120 tonight and you still don't like me at all. Cool.
All right.
Awesome. Great. I'm going to go home and cry a little bit.
Now here's let me throw this one at you guys. Here's one that I've heard about. Do you think it's okay if I ask a young woman, or if you ask a young man out on a date, and they say, yes, but my kids need to come too? Can you bring kids on a date? And is it even wrong for asking?
I think it depends on the circumstances.
Yeah, like if you both have kids, like, I guess you could make it like a play date, and then you guys have the little side date on the side. But, like,
yeah,
if it's a first date with someone and they're like, I have to bring my kids, like, that's a
red flag.
I feel like at that point,
Huge
get a
red flag.
babysitter or get someone to watch.
So here's the thing. This is old fashioned. If I'm the one who's inviting someone else, sorry, Rubik's. If I'm someone who's inviting someone else, by the way, I expect that I'm going to pay for whatever it is. Even if I'm hosting, if I'm inviting you to like, it's my party, or I'm inviting that, unless I, like, legitimately put in the description, hey, we're going to this place. I can't pay for everyone. Please bring
your own cash. Right.
Yeah. I mean, at least if I'll put all that up front, if I cannot host the
if you can't pay for it.
If I can't pay for it. Otherwise, if I'm inviting you, I expect to pay for the meal. If you're inviting me, unless it's explicitly stated,
right,
I expect you to pay for it. And that way it's a give and take. And or at least I will put it up, I've just gotten to this habit where I'm like, I expect myself to pay unless it's explicitly stated. But for the most part, it's like, that's that kind of old fashioned. Whoever invites the person out, they at least I guess there's no shoulds, but at least it would behoove them to expect to foot that bill.
Right.
Unless there's communication saying otherwise. So communication is a big key. But yeah, that's a huge red flag. Sorry, Rubik's, what were you saying?
Rubik's is frozen right now.
Oh no.
Hey, Aubrey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So say you do ask a guy out on a date, but he insists on paying anyways. What is your take on that? Do you think that's chauvinistic to do?
Again, that is circumstantial. It depends. Because if he insists on paying for it and then he expects something afterwards,
no expectations, and he doesn't come across in any kind of weird, creepy way. It's just okay. So the reason I'm asking is because that's kind of my nature. Is I do believe in the kind of chivalrous attitude of, like, it's really the guy's not job. It's really the guy's position to treat the lady, to treat the woman that way. Now, after getting to know somebody and you're in a relationship, I've been in a relationship before where after a while it'd be like I'd pay for what date, then she'd pay for a date, back and forth it would go. But
as I said, I guess it comes down to expectation. If I know that the person is not going to be expectant and is doing it as a kindness thing, then yeah, of course it's fine. I mean, if you communicate, it's like, and they're like, hey, I would like to pay for this. It's like, okay, no strings attached for that. No, I'm not expecting anything. Awesome. That's really nice of you. I appreciate that. That's great. I also am the type of person to be like, hey, if you're expecting this as a date and you want to take me out as a date and this doesn't jive otherwise, I'm letting you know, like, it didn't really jive that way for me. So I guess communication for me is like I guess that's the top priority. Like, just be communicative, just be honest and upfront with people. Like, whether you expect something, if you want to pay or if you don't want to pay, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or if you expect something more, don't expect something. Just be communicative about it.
Well, that's something that also seems to be lacking quite a bit in this day and age, is that type of communication.
Right.
You know what they say about
I've found.
assumptions? They make an ass out of you and me. So.
Right. Well, and to a point that David was talking about earlier with ghosting and stuff like that. I don't know if it's that we've all become so selfish, or everything has been so much about me, that they're no longer taking into consideration, the other person on the date, giving them consideration, because I'll hear a lot of people say, well, I would have thought you would have got the message, right? Like, when I didn't text you back for 2 or 3 days, I would have thought you would have got the hint. Well, I would have got the hint too if you just said, hey, I'm not interested, have a nice day. You know what I mean? Like, why try to make somebody a mind reader trying to figure out what your intentions are? Because if you don't text back in a couple of days, anything like that, you could be in the hospital for all I know. You might be underneath a table in an earthquake somewhere. So, just because somebody doesn't text you, because, everybody's got lives. Everybody gets busy. People get caught up at work and family and stuff like that. So I personally am not so self-centered that if you don't text me back in 2 days, that I think it's like, it's all about me. You know what I mean? Hey, that person may have some shit going on in their life, and they got some shit that's a little more important than this date right now. You know what I mean? So I don't automatically assume that, but it seems like so many people in culture nowadays assume that you assume because they didn't, message you back. Well, how come you didn't know? I didn't text you for 3 days, dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Am I wrong or?
I mean, there's the whole thing about not, girl waiting at the phone, waiting for a guy to call her and he doesn't call her. I mean, that's kind of similar.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I actually had a relationship end over something like this. But here's the thing. It wasn't that it went several days without him knowing. Literally, motherfucker was texting me at 2, 3 in the morning. I was asleep. And then the next day it was like, why weren't you answering my text? I'm like, cause I was in bed. I had to work the morning shift.
Right.
You're avoiding me. You're playing games. Da, da, da. I'm like, I literally didn't see that you messaged me, and it's been 6 hours. Like, what is your problem?
Right. Try not to be so clingy.
I thought you were the one. I was planning our future together. I never want to see you again. I'm like, okay, you're clearly
at
crazy.
2 in the morning.
Wow.
I'm sorry, and bye. But yeah,
I don't
people get
freak
crazy
out
with
that
that
much.
shit.
Right.
I've only
if I were to message Eli throughout the day and be like, "Hey, where are you?" or "What's going on?" and I get nothing back, and then 5 hours after he's supposed to come home, I hear nothing, then I'm gonna think the worst and freak the fuck out.
Right.
Okay, what did what happened? Are you in a car accident? What's going on?
But that's your husband. That's different than someone you're dating.
A friend of mine, when we did Lodi Pride, my best friend Kimberly didn't show up.
Right.
It's not like her. It's not like her in the slightest, especially not to say hey, honey, I'm not feeling good or something like that. I couldn't make it out. So when I got home, I started really legit freaking out. Is she okay? And it's I'm messaging her. I'm not getting a response. I had to message her daughter. Hey, is your mom okay? Because I'm really concerned. This isn't like her. And eventually I got the call oh, hey, I'm so sorry. I fell asleep. Yeah, my gallbladder acted up. I couldn't come. I didn't want to disappoint you. I'm like, it's okay. The fact that you're safe is all that matters.
Right.
But that doesn't damage my
communication is so important and won't damage anything. I had an ex-boyfriend who messaged me out of the blue. Was like, I'm so sorry I did all this stuff. I'm like, that's cool, man. Whatever. I'm over it. Whatever. It's fine. And then he just kept texting me, and we texted for a month or two, and it was everyday texting. And he's like, hey, can you listen to this? Because he was a musician and he wrote music. He's a composer as well. And he's like, hey, will you listen to this thing for me? And I'm like, cool, that's awesome. I listen. I'm like, this is beautiful. He's like, yeah, thanks. And I was like, hey, I just wrote this song. Will you take a listen to it? He's like, oh yeah, I'm busy. I have to, but I'll listen to it in an hour and text you back with my thoughts of it. Didn't hear from him for almost a year.
Oh my God.
9 months, 6 months. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck, dude? It wouldn't, I was like, whatever. I didn't even message him. Didn't see it. I was like, okay, cool. I guess that's what it was. And then he's like, hey, don't hate me.
Right. All out of the
Dude,
blue.
Oh, the blue, cool. And it would like be this
90%
weird
drunk.
sight.
Chance he was drunk right there.
Right. Hey, really
Yeah, it was
quickly,
like
I
in the
want
middle of
to
the day. It was so weird.
I want to
Yeah.
say, give a shout out to my buddy Danny from Spectrum Schools. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
Hey.
Woo-hoo. I've been trying to get her to come on as a host on this show,
Oh,
but
nice.
she's testing the waters, leaving a little comment here. We'll get her on eventually. But what's up to my homie Danny? Yeah, I
You
think
should come in. The water's fine.
we're not all
We're
crazy
all
here,
nice
just most of
here.
us.
Speak for yourself, fam.
That's a lie. We're crazy. We just are
We're all
kinda
mad
crazy.
down here. We all flute. We flute down here.
So, Fours, what are your thoughts on these subjects, on all these kids nowadays with their dating and stuff?
You really just do that? I'll be honest. God forbid, if I ever had to do it again, I have no clue where I'd start. I really don't. I'm not down with the ghosting thing. Communication is everything. And, to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't even consider like a date until I have a very good feeling that the lady is interested in me.
Right.
That may come off as a little selfish to say, but I want to. I have not had many relationships in my life. I haven't. I've had a ton of people I've crushed over,
Right.
but they never felt anything from me.
How long did you and your wife date before you got married?
A year.
Did you guys meet on Grindr?
No,
That was a joke, homie.
That's
Sorry.
the gay one, sir.
Oh, sorry. See, that's how out of the fucking loop I am.
You mean Tinder?
Sure, yeah, sure.
I was engaged once.
Oh, really?
I did not think I was going to have to be in the dating world ever again because this person was like my everything. So, but it's okay now.
Yeah. Wait. So wait, getting back to Aaron really quick. Aaron,
Getting back to Aaron though.
how long did you say you were dating for before you guys got married?
A year.
He said a year.
A year.
Yeah.
And at what point did you go on the first date knowing that it was a date, or did you hang out for a while before you started dating, or?
It was everything about it was weird, but not bad weird.
Right.
It just wasn't. It wasn't usual. We really didn't go on a date. We actually got together with friends who, at the time, they had a baby, and they wanted to test our waters. So they said, "Can you watch her while we go get pizza?" Of course, my wife's been a pre-K teacher forever, so she's like, "Sure, we'll watch the baby," and I'm like, "Sure, we'll watch."
So they just left two strangers in a room to watch their baby?
Pretty much.
Wow.
You got set up, my friend.
Child,
I guess so. Well, though, I mean, we were a thing within a week.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. See, sometimes it just happens that way, right?
Yeah. And now here I am, 19 years later, in a room.
Wow, when did you meet? When you were
A room with a
12?
ghost.
Shit.
Remember?
And yeah, sounds like you and your ghost friend.
Oh man. Well, hey guys.
He's waving. He's saying hi. I see him.
It is surprisingly I cannot believe how fast tonight went. We are at the 2 hour mark right now.
Wow.
That was amazingly fast tonight.
We've got a minute and 10 seconds to go.
We got a minute and 10. Well, I'm going to go around and we're going to do our usual sign outs. If you guys have any words that you want to leave people or where they can find you, let's start with Miss Aubrey.
Hey.
Hello.
You can find
Hello
me- Hello. It's dark. Style. Anyway, you can find me on Instagram under Lucy and the Fair. You can find me on Facebook. You can also look under Spotify if you want to look at my album. It's called Unexpected Journey, but by Aubrey McCoy, or else you're not going to find it.
All right.
So, yep. And that's
Woohoo.
pretty much it.
All right. Fours, what you got?
as usual. If you are in the Saber community and you like having sounds on your lightsabers, come over to forsfx.com. You can get some awesome sound packages from me. Spoiler alert, there's going to be new work coming from me in the next 3 weeks, heavily based on the Kenobi series. And also, you can find my work at saberfont.com. You can also find, I would highly suggest you go check out the work of Harry Solo Fonts at Saberfont, also harrysolofonts.com. He's in our comment section. He's an astounding font maker. So, yes.
Woohoo! All right. Fonts everywhere. Mr. David.
I'm always here. Well, not always here, but if you're looking for me, you can find me here. And ladies, I'm taking applications.
He's there. He's everywhere. Who are you gonna call? Who's your friend, David Bear? Oh no, that didn't work.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
I know, it didn't work. It fell apart at the end.
Like I've said, I'm publicly private, so it's always a pleasure to hang out with my peeps here, though.
Yeah, and it was always fun to getting your take on things there. All right, Mr. Rubix, we are still in talks about your bonus shows.
I mean, again, it really comes down to format issues. If I have people that like actually have played the games and seen the movies that I'm talking about, maybe
we are looking. Right now, for anybody in the audience, we are looking to build Rubik's another show besides Kyber Cave After Dark. If you are an editor or video work on YouTube or anything like that, and you want to help Rubik's out, I'm sure you could use a little team underneath. If you had an editor, I'm sure you could easily get a weekly show out.
I can't even keep my goddamn internet straight for this show. I need someone who's technically gifted, and I will pay you money to like edit my shit for me. And I'll be very specific. You're going to use this clip for this moment at this time in the script. Like, I will have that shit organized like no other.
I should team you up with my boyfriend. Maybe he can help you out.
I mean, at least that's a plus. I don't have the crazy awesome background, but that's fine.
All right.
You can catch me on Instagram at Rubix, RUBIX_Q, the letter, _ARCANA. Or if you want to do my TikTok, it is Arcana, ARCANA -Queen. And other than that, you can catch me every Wednesday night here in Lodi at Blend Ultra Lounge. This last week we just did Disney theme, hence why I was like, I got to bring out Alice. I just did Alice, and I enjoy it. It was a kick-ass show. We had so many people there. It was actually probably bigger than my birthday show, which is kind of crazy. But I knew that with a Disney theme, like, I'm going to get all of these bitches out. And then I finally got the Costco gays. The Costco gays finally came to my show. I'm so happy. I finally snatched them. They're like, we usually do trivia at High Water. I'm like, bitch, come here. It's a gay show.
Fantastic.
We should talk about cosplay ideas, Rubix.
Give me some. I would love to have a weekly vote of what character I should do from what, because there's a good chance I have that costume and I'll do it.
That was in fact
talking about it. Yeah,
Aubrey, that was in fact how we met Rubix. Rubix was a guest on our show, and the discussion was what's the difference between drag and cosplay.
Wow. Because I do cosplay too, so it's like so it's fun.
Oh God, what's your best character? Please tell me.
Sailor Moon.
Oh, bitch! Tell me why I totally want to be a Sailor Jupiter in something like that, because she's tall and has brown hair.
Hell yeah, girl! I'll be your Sailor Moon for your Sailor Jupiter.
Let's
do it. We just need a Mars, a Mercury, and a Venus, and we're good to go.
I got some ideas. So. I can even do her whole line in Japanese. So hey. When I'm cosplaying, I do everything in Japanese. I just go around speaking in Japanese.
Wait, Rubik speaks Japanese too, right?
Skoshi dekimasu.
Skoshi.
Wait for it.
Oh damn. Yeah. I'm feeling a little left out.
What's her
Then
name?
leave.
What'd you do? Could you say?
All right, dude,
All
you
right.
gotta get in on it.
All right. Okay. As for
Yamate.
Mr. Roboto, that's all I got. As for me, I am part of Kyber Cave. We have a website online, kybercave.com. Please check that out. We have sabers and all kinds of merchandise, socks, keychains, earrings. We even have LGBT bath mats with lightsabers on them. We're supportive all year round. We just don't put out the little posters that say we support our community. I actually got slammed for that last year, and I wasn't really sure how to handle that one. That could actually be a discussion for a whole different show there.
We have a TikTok about that, like the corporate market, how they're totally exploiting the gay month, but they don't give a fuck about us otherwise.
Right. Right.
Fucking videos, so many TikToks about that. I'm like, it's so true though.
Right.
It is.
Yes,
it really
queen,
is.
slay. Oh my god, don't say gay though after this. Oh,
right.
First, fuck them. Oh.
All right. Well, and that was, I guess, that was a bit of the challenge that we had. Is my other partner at the time business partner had put out a poster saying, we're allies of the community or whatever, and we're allies all year long. I mean, we keep things in our store, but I guess because we specifically put something out on that month, that made us like pariahs. Like if we would have put the poster out any other month, I guess we would have been okay.
Some people are just too sensitive on occasion.
Mezzo! Of course, Mezzo stops in at the end of the show. Our fantastic, wonderful producer we love so very much has been gone on vacation and will be back with us Sunday night. Sunday night on the show, on Saber Rattle, we have a gentleman named Chad, who is the inventor of a group called Terra Prime. For those that may or may not know, David, you'll like this one. Terra Prime is one of the oldest fighting schools in North America. They were one of the few groups that started coming up with rule sets for saber fighting when that was still a brand new thing. So I was really excited to get Mr. Chad on. He will be here Sunday night. Chad William Ironmonger. There we go. So make sure you're tuning in on Sunday, and please don't forget, share, subscribe, have all your friends subscribe. If they are not subscribed to this channel, they should be. We have 602 subscribers right now. We need 48 more subscribers until our next Saber giveaway. So if I can get 48 more people to subscribe, we're giving it away another Saber every 50 subscribers. That's how we roll. And I'm still waiting for Eli to come pick up his saber.
I know. I'm sorry. We're both so busy with fucking work.
And go to Kyber Cave, guys, and buy freaking sabers because they're a good deal there. Go and buy them.
Thank you.
Horses.
Thank you.
When I get my Sailor Moon saber, would you do Sailor Moon?
Will I make you a Sailor Moon font? Yes, honey, I will make you a Sailor Moon.
Arigato gozaimasu.
All right, guys, it has been absolutely fantastic. I love all of you guys. We love Mezzo, who is out there. Thank you for everybody that has tuned in tonight. My homie Danny from work and Quinn. Buy all the sabers. Yes, buy all the sabers. Say Wong or just win all the sabers. We love you guys very much. We will see you here next Friday. I don't know what the topic will be next Friday, but we always got some crazy shit for you here. So just tune in. We'll be talking about some shit.
Next Friday, Sailor Moon.
Next Friday, Sailor Moon edition.
Hey, I could dress up for it. I can do that.
Woohoo! Thank you, Danny.
I don't understand anything, but hey, sorry, Kat.
And I have hookups too. I have hookups for you guys. I have discounts on those Sailor Moon sabers when you guys want them. I don't sell the Sailor Moon saber, but my other friend Jim, who had watched one of the past shows that Aubrey was on, when Aubrey made mention of it, he said his company would give Kyber Cave a discount if they mentioned Kyber Cave. So he does sell the Sailor Moon saber.
Oh my gosh, give me those seeds.
I will give you all the information. All right, y'all. We love you very much. We will see you next week. And I gotta find the right outro where
And
this.
may
Oh,
the fours be with you.
may the foals be with you. And here we go. Peace, y'all. We love you.
I love justice.
All right. Where's this? Oh, there it is.